everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Level Up English. I am your host, Sarah, and I am absolutely thrilled to be here with you today.
And hello, everyone. I'm Alex. It is great to see you all again. You know, Sarah, I am feeling really ready to learn today. I have my coffee and I am wide awake.
That is what I like to hear, Alex, because today we have a topic that is going to be incredibly useful for our listeners. It is designed specifically for anyone who has ever felt nervous when speaking English.
Oh, really? What is the topic?
Today, we're talking about how to think fast and speak smart. You know that terrible feeling, Alex, when someone asks you a question in English and suddenly your brain just stops?
Oh, do I know that feeling? It is my worst nightmare. It's like my brain gets the blue screen of death, just nothing, empty.
That is a perfect description, the blue screen of death. Well, today we're going to fix that. We have prepared 7 amazing expressions to help you avoid that moment.
That sounds like exactly what I need, seriously. But before we save my brain, Sarah, is there something our listeners should do?
Yes. If you want to keep leveling up your English with us every week, please take a second right now to hit that subscribe button and like this video. It really helps us create more content for you.
Yes, please do. We love reading your comments too. Okay, Sarah, so thinking fast. Why is this so hard? Is it because my vocabulary is small?
That's what most people think, Alex. They think, oh, I don't know enough words. But actually, usually it's not about vocabulary. It's about panic.
Panic. Yeah, that makes sense. When I'm nervous, I forget even simple words. Actually, this reminds me of a story, a very painful memory.
Oh no, is this another one of your famous Alex stories?
Unfortunately, yes. Okay, so imagine this. Last month, I went to a fancy networking party. I was wearing my best suit, trying to look professional.
I can picture it. You looking very serious.
Right, so this very important CEO walks up to me. I had never met him before. He looks me right in the eye and asks, "So Alex, what is your philosophy on the future of artificial intelligence in the next 10 years?"
Wow, that's a heavy question for a party. Philosophy on AI? That's not an easy topic even in your native language.
Exactly. I was expecting, "How are you?" or "Do you like the food?" But suddenly I had to be an expert. And Sarah, I froze completely.
Oh no, what did you do?
My mind went blank. I just stared at him for 5 seconds, sweating, and then I just said, "Computers are nice."
No, you didn't. Computers are nice?
Yeah, I did. It was awful. He just looked at me like I was strange and walked away. I felt so small. The thing is, I actually know a lot about AI, but I couldn't access that information because I was panicking.
Alex, thank you for sharing that. I think everyone listening has had a moment like that. We call that being put on the spot. But here's the secret. You don't have to answer immediately.
I don't, but silence is awkward.
Silence is awkward, yes, but you can fill that silence with words that buy you time. This is our first strategy.
Buying time. I like the sound of that.
So, let's look at expression number 1. This is for when you want to be polite and give yourself a few seconds to breathe. You say, "That is a really interesting question."
That is a really interesting question. I see. So while I'm saying those words, my brain is secretly working on the answer.
Exactly. It takes about 3 seconds to say that sentence. That is a really interesting question. That's 3 seconds of valuable thinking time.
That is genius, and it makes the other person feel good too.
Right, but Alex, what if the question isn't interesting? What if you just need to check your memory?
Yeah, sometimes I just need a moment to remember a word.
Then you use expression number 2. Let me see.
Let me see. We use this all the time, right?
We do. It's very natural. It signals to the listener, I'm not ignoring you, I'm just looking inside my brain.
Okay, so that's an interesting question, and let me see. But Sarah, what if I need more time? Like if the question is really difficult?
Then you need expression number 3. This one is very honest and professional. You say, "Let me think about that for a second."
Let me think about that for a second. Can I really say that to a CEO?
Absolutely. In fact, it makes you look smart. It shows that you want to give a thoughtful answer, not just a quick one.
That makes sense. Computers are nice was a quick answer. Let me think about that would have been a smart answer.
Exactly. So you have your 3 tools to buy time, but buying time is only the first step. What if you have time, but you still don't understand the question?
Ah, that's the next problem. Sometimes the question is just too big.
That brings us to our second strategy, clarifying. You need to ask a question back.
Is that polite?
It is polite if you use expression number 4. Do you mean, for example, do you mean specifically in our industry?
Ah, so I force him to narrow down the topic. That makes it easier for me to answer.
Precisely. It puts you in control.
So, asking, "Do you mean?" helps you understand the question. But now, Alex, we have to actually answer the question.
This is where I usually get lost. I start talking and then I ramble. I just keep talking and talking until I run out of breath.
The rambling trap. To fix that, you need a map. We call this the rule of 2.
The rule of 2? What is that?
It is simple. Before you start answering, tell the listener, "I have 2 points," even if you don't know what they are yet.
Really? Isn't that dangerous?
No, because when you say expression number 5, there are 2 things that come to mind. Your brain automatically tries to find 2 things. It forces you to focus.
That is fascinating. So I am tricking my brain into being organized.
Exactly. And then you introduce them easily. You use expression number 6 for the first point, and another point is for the second.
There are 2 things. First of all, another point is, that sounds so professional.
It does. And finally, when you're done, you need to stop talking confidently. You need a closer.
A closer, like a period at the end of a sentence?
Yes. Expression number 7 is, "So, that's my take on it."
So that's my take on it. It means that's my opinion, right?
Yes, it signals to the listener that you are finished. No awkward silence.
Wow, Sarah, looking at this list, we have a complete system. Buy time, clarify, organize, and close.
Exactly. Now that we understand the logic, Alex, it's time to train our muscles.
Oh yes, time to practice?
Yes, it is time for our shadowing session. I want our listeners to speak out loud with us. I'll say the phrase and you repeat it.
I am ready. Let's do this.
Okay, first group, buying time. Use this to be polite and gain seconds. Repeat after me. That's a really interesting question.
That's a really interesting question.
That's a really interesting question.
Okay, next one, for checking your thoughts.
Repeat after me. Let me see.
Let me see.
Repeat after me. Let me think about that for a second.
Let me think about that for a second.
Let me think about that for a second.
Great, now let's practice clarifying. Narrow down the topic.
Repeat after me. Do you mean specifically in this case?
Do you mean specifically in this case?
Do you mean specifically in this case?
Now my favorite part, the structure.
Tell them you have a plan. Repeat after me. There are 2 things that come to mind.
There are 2 things that come to mind.
There are 2 things that come to mind.
And start your first point.
Repeat after me. First of all,
First of all,
and your second point, repeat after me. Another point is,
another point is,
and finally, the closer. Finish strong. Repeat after me. So, that's my take on it.
so that's my take on it.
So, that's my take on it.
Whew, Sarah, saying them out loud really makes a difference. I feel like I owned these words now.
That's the power of shadowing. But Alex, are we done?
Not yet. Now we have to put it all together.
Exactly. In the next part, we're going to redo your interview with the CEO, but this time, you're going to use everything we learned.
I am ready for the ultimate test.
Okay, Alex, it is time for the ultimate test. We're going back to that party. I am going to be that scary CEO again, and I want you to use all the techniques we learned.
Okay, I am ready. No more computers are nice. I'm ready to speak smart.
Hello, Alex. Good to see you. Tell me, what is your philosophy on the future of artificial intelligence in the workplace?
That is a really interesting question. Let me think about that for a second. Do you mean how it will affect employee jobs specifically?
Yes, exactly. Will people lose their jobs to robots?
I see. Well, there are two things that come to mind. First of all, I believe AI will change the type of work we do rather than just replacing us. Another point is that workers will need to learn new skills to cooperate with AI tools. So that is my take on it.
Alex, that was spectacular.
I did it! I actually felt calm.
You sounded like a CEO yourself. It was structured, it was clear, and you were in total control.
The best part was that I didn't have to rush. Asking, "Do you mean?" gave me so much time to think of my 2 points, and saying, "There are two things," forced me to make a plan.
That is the secret. Speed comes from being calm, not from rushing.
This is amazing. I feel like I can answer any question now, even if you ask me about rocket science.
Well, maybe study rocket science first, but for English, you are set. So before we go, let's do a quick recap for our listeners.
Yes, let's review the toolkit.
Step 1, buy time. Don't freeze. Say, that is a good question, or let me think about that for a second.
Step 2, clarify. Don't guess. Ask, "Do you mean?" to narrow down the topic.
Step 3, organize. Use the rule of 2. First of all, and another point is.
And step 4, close. Finish strong with, "So that is my take on it."
Perfect. Listeners, if you follow this map, you will never freeze again.
Sarah, do we have any homework for them today?
Of course, your homework is to practice the rule of 2 once a day, even for simple questions.
Like what?
If someone asks, "How was your weekend?" don't just say, "Good." Say, "There are two things that come to mind. First of all, I slept a lot. Another point is, I saw a great movie."
I love it. I'm going to try that on my mom later. She'll be so impressed.
I'm sure she will be. Well, everyone, that wraps up today's episode of Level Up English. We hope you feel smarter and faster already.
If you found this helpful, please subscribe and leave us a like. It really helps us out.
And let us know in the comments, what is the hardest question you have ever been asked in English? We want to hear your stories.
Thanks for listening, guys. Speak smart and see you next time.
Bye, everyone.